you, Jocelyn. Please take action, just as Jocelyn suggested. Our next presentation comes from Reilly Leconte. Reilly Leconte is a junior here at Dartmouth High School. She has written for the school newspaper, hosted a talk show for the media club, which was entitled Right After School with Reilly Leconte, which ran briefly on DCTV. Reilly has been spinning for the Dartmouth High School varsity color guard for 4 years and took home the silver medal in the A class during the 2017 season. She has chosen to participate in TED to get out of her comfort zone and learn more about what goes into a TED Talk and the process itself. In addition, she hopes to inform others on the topic that she is very passionate about. She is being assisted today by co-color guard member, Cassidy Letton. Please join me in welcoming Reilly Leconte to the stage as she presents the Broadway of the marching world.
The history of visual storytelling is incredibly long and complicated. From ancient plays in a Greek amphitheater, to silent films of the Roaring '20s, even to today's elaborate Broadway musicals, storytelling is an art form and has been a part of human culture for centuries. But there may be a form of visual storytelling you're completely unaware of, one that utilizes choreography, intricate design, and relies on the talent and dedication of its performers. That's color guard. Quick shout out to Cassidy Letton for this quick demonstration. She's also a member of the varsity color guard, a co-captain, and a very good friend of mine. I have been on the color guard for 4 years now, and I can testify that it is one of the most intensive activities offered here at Dartmouth High School. I am so fortunate to take part in this activity that has given me so many opportunities as a performer. I marched in a Disney parade. I got to take home the silver medal last year, and I get to attend world-class color guard finals in Dayton, Ohio every year. There, I'm able to witness dozens of groups put on their programs. But before I get into that, I'm going to give just a little bit of color guard background. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what is color guard? Just tossing a flag? What's up with that? There's 2 types of color guard. There's fall, and then there's winter. Fall color guard is a 7-minute program that takes place outdoors and is accompanied by a marching band. We have a pretty good marching band here at Dartmouth High, national champs 2 years in a row. And then there's winter color guard, which is my personal favorite season. This is a 5-minute program that takes place indoors, and rather than being accompanied by a marching band, performers spin to a digital soundtrack. One of my coaches likened color guard to a mini Broadway show, and that's a description that I can find quite accurate. In 5 minutes, performers are responsible for putting on a show, telling a story, all that in 5 minutes. But to do that, a show needs a good design. There are 3 key elements in color guard show design. You have the floor mat, the costumes, and the choreography. They're all different, but they all have an impact on the way the story is told and how it can have an effect on an audience. Basically, how it makes you feel or what it makes you think. Color guard as an activity is constantly evolving. Choreography can become dated, floor mats go out of style, and some costumes that look good in 2008, trust me, may not look as cute in 2018. So because of that, I'm only going to be talking about shows from 2015 on. Let's start with the floor mat. The floor mat sets the stage for the performance, quite literally. When I think about this, a show that comes to mind is Mechanicsburg High School's 2015 program, Every 40 Seconds. Every 40 seconds. In this program, there was the number 40 on the top left-hand corner of the floor mat, a 20 in the middle, and then a 1 on the bottom right-hand corner. At the end of the performance, a soloist ran from the 40 to the 20 to the 1, only to be taken behind the curtain, taken away. This helps to drive home the main concept of the show, that every 40 seconds a child gets abducted. This statistic is incredibly hard to take in as a spectator, but the floor mat design forces you to face it head on. And when you get more familiar with the concept, you can start to notice that there is a person being held captive in the floor mat right over here. Next up is the costumes. The costumes immerse the performer into the show. Once they're in uniform, they become part of the program. In Alter Ego's 2017 production, Blueprint 31, all performers were blindfolded with this blue mesh, and they began the program on this blueprinted area on the floor mat. Everyone has a blueprint for their lives, whether that be where they're going to go to school or what profession they're going to go into. It doesn't matter. At the end of the performance, performers stepped out of the blueprinted area and took off their blindfolds. They were breaking away from their life's plans, showing that there's more to life than your blueprint. This costume added an additional symbolism to the show and made the concept easier for spectators to grasp and, Next up, there's choreography. There are 3 different types of choreography in a color guard show. You have dance, flag, and weapon. Like the design elements, they're all different, but they're all extremely important and can have an effect on the show in different ways. Dance choreography relies heavily on the use of motifs. A motif is an element or a dance move that can be repeated multiple times throughout the show. In Pride of Cincinnati's 2016 program, Wanderlust, dancers would often point, and then that point would lead them into the next part of the production. Even if you don't know what the word Wanderlust means, you can sort of get a sense from it just by paying attention to the dancers. They're all pointing upwards. Even at the end of the show, one of the performers was lifted and pointing upwards. It was a lasting moment that left audiences thinking about what Wanderlust means and how it can relate to them. Next up is flag choreography. Flag moments can showcase how impressive a team is. During my first Winter Guard season, I got to see Tarpon Springs High School's 2016 program, NY2. And when they got to their flag feature, when they were all spinning the flag, I was floored. My jaw dropped. I was just so impressed by the talent and the precision and dedication of this team. They tossed their ending toss, which you can see here. They tossed up at a 45-degree angle, rolled on the ground on their backs, and then caught. The crowd went wild. It was just crazy to see these such talented kids performing such a difficult show. This moment showcased how talented they are as a group. In the same vein, weapon moments punctuate and showcase the talent of the team. Carmel High School's 2017 production, Arabesque, does this beautifully. You can sort of see it in the picture. She's swinging on a swing set holding a rifle. To get to this moment, she tossed up her rifle, swung on the swing set, and then caught it. It's an impressive moment that's highlighted by the props and the choreography that make it impressive, that make you think, wow, that's pretty cool. Color Guard manages to bring stories to life. At Winter Guard International, groups from all over the world have the chance to put on their productions. In 2015, Amachi, an independent world-class group from Japan, put on their show 1,000 Paper Cranes, telling about the legend that if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, you'll get a wish from the gods. Whether that be endless riches, eternal happiness, or hope that a sick loved one will heal, this performance brought a little bit of Japan to the United States, and it made the Japanese legend accessible to people like me who had never heard of it before. In 2017, Black Gold put on their production One, which was it was a tribute to the 2016 Pulse nightclub shooting. This tragic event was highlighted beautifully in this performance. It was such a well-done, tasteful tribute to those lost. And their raw performance, their emotion, fostered a connection between the audience and the performer. It was beautiful. Even though Color Guard is always evolving, the main concept is the same: storytelling. I am so fortunate to be a part of this community where I get to watch other people put on their programs. I get so excited just to sit in the audience and just watch for once. It's helped me grow as a performer. I try to bring that frame of mind to when I perform, when I, go out every weekend with my team, my second family, and I put on my show. I think I have a job to do, and that job is spinning my show. For 5 minutes, I am responsible for leaving a lasting impression on the audience. I am a storyteller every time I step out onto that floor. Thank you.